Intro! Hello, Internet. I'm KrissieDeathy. If you're new here, this is where I tell you all about a show I've watched over speed paints of my art. If you're returning, thank you so much for returning. I hope you enjoy the art and the anime review. Today I'm going to be raving about the show Acro Trip. It is a 12-episode anime series that aired from October 2nd, 2024 to December 18th, 2024. So strap in with your snacks and drinks and let's dive into this comedic magical girl shoujo Acro Trip. Background, aka production. Acro Trip started out as a manga written and illustrated by Yone Sawata, and I apologize if I pronounce any of these names wrong. I will be saying them slow because I do have a kind of like speech impediment, so I do struggle with names and words in general. So if you find me slowing down with large spaces, that is me trying to figure out how do I pronounce this word. No shame in taking your time, and I will try to cut out those spaces of dead air for you, so it's not so noticeable as I am the only one editing these videos. I might see about getting a relative to edit them. And just like, hey, I'll pay you money. Edit my videos, please. The manga released from February 3rd, 2017 to December 1st, 2022. And it is in 5 volumes. It was serialized by Shueisha's shoujo magazine, Ribbon. Tracks because Acro Trip is a magical girl series. According to Wikipedia, Ribbon has been released since August of 1955. They release series such as Honey Lemon Soda, Full Moon o Saga Shite, which I believe her name is Magical Doremi. Let me check her name. Her name is inspired by the Magical Doremi. Her name is Doremani. She has a beautiful video that where she reviews and talks about that series. I had only read I think 1 volume of the manga as a teenager when I found it in school. I would highly recommend watching it and then watching the show afterwards. Rose and Maiden, Dolls Talk, Whisper of the Heart. Yes, that manga that this Ghibli film is based on, which is also, I believe, based off of a book, I thought, but apparently it's a manga. And also a manga version of Powerpuff Girls Z, or Z, depending which side of the world you're on. I actually kind of like that people I think it's Europe, I think it might also be Australia, I'm not sure, but I know it's definitely Europe. They say Z, because it's a lot easier to know which letter you're talking about, because Z, E, B, the letter C too, they all sound really similar. So I like that other people call it Z, and I'm trying to switch because it's a lot easier to understand when you're reading letters aloud. There is no wiki page for Yone Sawata, and their only listed work on My Anime List is Acro Trip, as well as on other sites like Anime News Network and IMDb. I hope that we will eventually see more stuff from them. I do know that they made a sequel manga chapter in celebration of the anime being made. Sadly, the manga doesn't have an official release at this moment, but I need one so bad. So I went online and I found, I believe, a fan-translated version of a couple of chapters. I don't even know if it's all of volume 1, but it's 4 to 5 chapters. And it's great. And I really hope that fans either pick it up and finish translating it, or that an official company will translate it. I know that the magical girl genre isn't so big, at least over here in America at the moment. I personally really enjoy it, but sadly that is not happening at this moment. I'm hoping it will. I don't know which manga publisher to make a message towards on Blue Sky or whatever and be like, hey, any possibility of us getting an English official translation of this in physical copy. I personally prefer my manga and comics in physical copy. Speaking of which, there is a Sonic manga that came out that's been fan translated. I do intend on reading that on the Story Nook channel. Just want to give you all a heads up that it exists and I'm excited for it. The anime is made by Studio Voile, or Voile? Voile? It's written like foil, but it's a V, so Voile. Studio Voile. Directed by Ayumu Kotake. Written by Shinichi Inosume. Music is by Techno Boys Polcraft Green Fund. It's licensed by Crunchyroll. Crunchyroll, please sponsor me. I would love that, thank you. The original networks that it aired on were Tokyo MX, BSN-TV, and AT-X. Studio Voile doesn't have a Wikipedia page yet either. Their My Anime List page only lists Acro Trip in a series that translates to "This is a workplace where you can't help but smile." The series is set to air in 2025. It's 2025 now as I'm recording this on July 4th. Happy Independence Day to the US, I guess, but not really because we have a dictator who's fucking up all of our shit. Like, legit, my dad is so depressed with what this fucker is doing. He did not want to go see fireworks. He's like, what's worth celebrating? We have Nazis running the country. So, yeah. Please support your local union and local small businesses and artists. Thank you very much. The studio was established in March of 2022, which is cool to see a whole brand new studio created a show, which is cool to see that a whole brand new studio created a show because most of what I watch is by Toei. They make most of the stuff that I watch. The short blurb says they want to make animation with the philosophy of beyond the future, creating the future of animation, aiming to provide new visual experiences to people all over the world. I like the ideas, and I'll discuss how I felt about the visuals later on in my review, but I love that we have a new studio on the scenes, and I'm looking forward to seeing what they'll create in the future. I'm definitely going to go look for that second anime and check out my anime list to see if they have anything else on their slate. Ayumu Kotake, the director, has worked on many things. Things of note: Shuga Shuga Rune, Naruto Shippuden, The Grim Variations, which I know you can watch that one on Netflix, After the Rain, Doraemon the movie, Nobita's New Great Adventure, Into the Underworld, and Panting and Stalking with Garter Belt. Not all are director roles, but I just kind of skimmed their list. And out of this, I've seen Grim Variations and Panting and Stalking. Shinichi Inozume, the series writer and composer, has worked on Persona 5, the animation, Food Wars, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Yona of the Dawn, Go Sick, and Mar with 2 dots over the A. In my German class, we called it the umlaut, but I don't know if that's what it's called in English or not, or if anyone else who did not take language class would understand what I meant when I said umlaut. I do remember seeing Mar on Toonami as a kid and liking it, but it disappeared one day and we didn't have it on VHS, so I don't remember very much of it because I didn't watch it on repeat because we didn't record it off the TV. There's a reason I can tell you so many things about the Sailor Moon anime. It's because my mother recorded it off of VHS, onto VHS, off of Toonami, and left all the Tom bits in. So there are things I remember. I remember seeing the commercials on the side about, like, up next, Satch Bell. Later on, Prince of Tennis and Dragon Ball Z. We have 2 people listed as theme song performers. Ainori Minase has done not only singing, but voice acting in several anime. She performs the opening theme song. She is also the voice of Berry Blossom, the magical girl of the series. She has also voiced Cure Parfait from the Pretty Cure franchise, which, Funny fact, I just finished recording the Kira Kira a la mode Pretty Cure review video right before recording this video. So go watch that if it's out and edited before this one. I just find it amusing for the Patreon supporters who have the live stream who are confused. I'm recording videos in advance, batch recording, but I'm doing it in a big old recording. Well, I'm doing a big live stream because one of my recordings corrupted and if the live stream won't corrupt. So I have a backup just in case. Fun little tip. Yay, private live streams. But I forgot that fact, so that's kind of hilarious that I chose this script to record after that script. And Rim from the ReZero franchise. She also voices several other characters that I recognize. She performed theme songs for Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai, A Place Further Than the Universe, Aharin is Indecipherable, Sleepy Princess in the Demon Castles, The Duke of Death and His Maid, and several others. Kano Rana sings the ending theme song for the show. She has no voice acting credits. She has performed songs for In/Spectra, Sonikawa Over the Moon for You, Tear Moon Empire, Jellyfish Can't Swim in the Night, Eternal 831, and Helek, which is spelled Helck. Characters. This is the part where we discuss the cast of the show. Shizuku Date, or Date, was our main character. She is your average middle schooler. She is moving in with her grandpa temporarily. She has been moving constantly with her mom for her mom's job and finds most things boring because all cities and places are basically the same. Until she sees a fight between the town's magical girl and the villain. No other place has a magical girl, and she becomes her #1 fangirl. She, like any teen, can easily be swept up into the flow of the moment. Chrome uses this to his advantage to get Shizuko to join his organization as his general under the name Dante. She is voiced by Miku Itao. Or Ito? Ito, I think it's Ito, because O is before the U. Who has done many roles. Miku Nakano in The Quintessential Quintuplets, Kokoro in Princess Connect, Redrive, and Kokoro Tsurumaki in Bonji Dream, Loveko in Kamen Rider Revice. Chrome or Chroma Kurozane is the evil mastermind of an evil organization, Fossa Magna, or Fossa Manga. Magna. Fossa Magna. The site lists him as Chroma, but the subs I watch refer to him as Chrome, so I will be calling him Chrome, as that is what I'm used to. Chrome is an adult and proudly states he's a bad adult whenever someone says he strict them. We don't have an exact age for Chrome, but we know he has completed school, and I'm very pleased that there is no clear ship of him with anyone underage. As a 30-year-old woman who now notices these odd age gaps in relationships, specifically that I notice it a lot in shoujo anime. I don't know about shonen because shonen doesn't do a lot of romance, but I do notice it in a lot of the media that is geared towards girls. Chrome kind of plays the silly older brother role for Shizuku. He summons the Kuma Kaijin to do most of the fighting for him. Chrome, while evil, really just comes off as a goofy, silly guy suffering from middle school syndrome. Chrome is voiced by Nobunaga Shimazaki. He has voiced Yuki Soma in Fruits Basket 2019, Shido Izuka and Shinji Takamiya in Data Live, Tsubasa Shiki in Kokaido Gals Are Super Adorable, Arnold Hine in Seventh Time Loop, Alfred Bernstein in Bibliophile Princess, Berry Blossom, civilian name, Kaju no Ichigo. She is our magical girl of the series. She is very sweet and kind and naive, the trifecta of stereotypical magical girl personality. She actually misunderstands some of Chrome's behavior, believing he has a crush on her. I'll explain more of that in the plot summary section. Inori Minase is her VA, as I mentioned in the previous section, as she also sings the opening theme song. She also plays Viola and Black Cat in The Duke of Death and His Maid, Magical Pink in Sasaki and Peeps, Sophia Ascart in My Next Life as a Villainess, All Routes Lead to Doom. Mashiro Mashima, the mascot chibi cat character who gave Berry Blossom her powers. He films the fight between Berry Blossom and Chrome on a camera in the bell of his collar. His backstory is actually gripping but spoiler heavy. Gingo Kawanishi is the voice of Mashiro. He has also voiced Rei Kiriyama in March Comes In Like a Lion, Muichiro Tokito in Demon Slayer, Junta Shirashi in Kubo Won't Let Me Be Invisible, Adventuring in Honkai Star Rail. I cannot not mention this because it's one of my sister's favorite characters from that game. I don't play Honkai Star Rail because apparently it cannot register my Nintendo Switch controller, which is mostly what I use to play games on my PC. I can plug in the PlayStation 1 now that I have the PlayStation in my room, but I don't feel like it. I'm lazy. TwdTeacakes is Shizuko's maternal grandpa. He's a sweet old man who loves playing Go and is super strong and attends a Go club with the Kuma Kaijin. Koichi Soma is Suiko's voice actor. He plays Murabito Danchi in Yubin, Heitsuzuren in Rama 1/2 2014 version. I mentioned Rama because it's one of my sister's favorite anime and manga, and pretty much my sister's favorite work, if not one of her favorite works, by Rumika Takahashi. A priest in the Do-Over Damsel Conquers the Dragon Emperor. A taxi driver in My New Boss is Goofy. Kyle Borg, Giant Bear Monster and Door Monster, and Soaring Sky Pretty Cure. And if you've seen any of my other anime review videos, I do a lot of Pretty Cure review videos. I don't have one for Soaring Sky yet. It is on the slate to write as I have watched the whole entire series. I haven't gotten there yet. Cocoa is a cute little girl with a stuffed toy that she loves. She is rich and always travels with her butler, Susuke. She is also mischievous. Miharu Hanai is her voice actor. She plays Elena in Journey Through Another World, raising kids while adventuring. Keigo Komamaki in Galaxy Next Door. Fubuki in Princess Connect Free Drive. Susuke is Koa's butler. Dude has shading for eyes. I also just realized his name means moon. He sometimes gives intel that embarrasses Kokoa. Chiharu Sawashiro is his voice actor. He plays Kinji Mitsudo in Mobile Suit Gundam Hathaway, the cooking club president in the stories of girls who couldn't be magicians. Kiro Hayashibara in Oshinoko, which is a very popular anime. I don't think I watched it. I know I like the theme song. That's about it. Q is another evil mastermind who comes to town. He tries to replace Chrome. He is a macho man. Q is voiced by Takehito Koyasu. He has voiced Shigeru Aoba in Evangelion, Dio Brando in JoJo Bizarre Adventure, Peacemaker in Suicide Squad Isekai, Luke Seeker in All Become a Villainous Who Goes Down in History, Gabriel in The Devil is a Part-Timer, Orezuki in Happiness Charge Pretty Cure. Masamune Yoko is a teacher of Shizuko's school. I think he's her homeroom teacher. I know he's the teacher at her parent-teacher conference. Turns out he is Shizuko's bio dad. She finds this out during the events of the series. He is a fan of Chrome. Toshiki Iwazawa is his voice actor. He has played Soldier in Villainous Level 99, Man in Black and Foreign Mafia member in Buddy Daddies, Takashi Higashino Bungo Kisho Yohoshi in Disastrous Life of Psyche, or Psyche K. Baru Umizo is the CEO of the popular organization and also the boss of Falsa Magna. He is very eccentric in the few appearances that he has. Shotaro Morikubo is the voice actor. He voiced young Mewtwo in Pokemon the first movie. That's biggest claim to fame right there, or at least for me at this moment. Kaja in Final Fantasy VII Advent Children. Akira Otoshi in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Elder Brother Spider Demon in Demon Slayer. Chono Yoroku in Psyche K. Kao Kinozaki in Cute High Earth Defense Club Love. Plot synopsis. This here is the plot synopsis portion, and be warned, there are spoilers here. Feel free to skip to the timestamp on the screen that our future editing Chrissy will add into. The show starts with Shizuku moving in with her grandpa. We get nice shots of the two driving on long roads to the village as we see logos on trucks, one of which is the show logo, which I think is a very nice touch. And it makes me wonder if some of the other logos were like of other companies and such that worked on the show, but it was very nice. On their way into town, a Kumakaijin lands on Grandpa's car, and he's like, oh, they're at it again, all nonchalant. And Kumakaijin is what we call the bear monsters. Still really hoping the show gets a dub and that the manga gets an English translation, please. Anyone who works at the manga companies that translate for English and distribute here, please tell me what you need. Do you need us to write letters, make social media posts? What do y'all need for us to have that happen? That would be great. Shizuku is a bit taken aback by it and looks out the window to see Chrome and thinks he's a dude in cosplay. Chrome is riding a Kumakaijin like a horse by the way as Berry Blossom gives chase. We learn the location is called Naniga City in Prefecture. Grandpa has a rotary dial phone, which I one day long to have. I love rotary dial phones. They're great. I used to play with my grandparents. It wasn't plugged into anything as a child. So if I ever have a landline, I want a rotary dial phone. Yeah, it'll take forever. But also, hardly anyone's using a landline. And if I have a landline rotary dial phone, I'm going to use that for everything. And like all the spam calls that like I don't want to get like you in like points reward, go to the rotary dial phone. Shizuku cooks dinner and her grandpa praises her. Before bed, Shizuku texts her mom. We never see her mom throughout the series, or at least throughout the animated series. I believe the animated series only covers so much of the manga. The manga is like 5 volumes and the animated series is like 12 episodes. So yeah. We only hear her voice and we know that she is very busy with work. The next day, Grandpa takes Shizuku to the mall. His friend has hurt his back and needs to go to the hospital. Shizuku tells him that she'll be fine and he should go take care of his friend since he had promised to be their ride for any doctor visits. We see a claw machine full of Kumakaijin plushies as a trio of girls whisper about her not wearing a uniform. Shizuku attempts to sit by a big map with no one around it and accidentally sits on Mashiro, who proceeds to do his best cat impression. Berry Blossom arrives in civilian clothes, thanking Shizuku for finding her cat. Her civilian look is super cute. She puts Mashiro in a pink carry and walks away. On the way back, Shizuku gets off a bus, and an alarm is going off as she walks back and she sees the fight between Berry Blossom and Chrome. The fight destroys the bridge, and as the water finishes coming down from the blast, it forms a rainbow. Shizuku, on her knees, holds out her arms like a devotee and becomes a Berry Blossom fan. She returns home soaking wet and asks her grandpa if she can live with him full time. On the phone with her mom, she is super excited. Her mom has never heard her so excited or passionate about something and agrees. She states that a magical girl is the one thing she couldn't find anywhere else. At school, a kaijin alert goes into effect at the end of the day. Shizuku is rushing to the scene. Many kids are complaining that they can't go to karaoke and such. One classmate wants to go home with Shizuku since they go the same way, but Shizuku says she has something to do and rushes off. The same girl tries to befriend and talk with Shizuku many times, and poor thing is just getting ignored. I feel so bad for this girl. Shizuku stands outside watching a video of the fight submitted to the news station of Berry Blossom and Chrome. Shizuku notes that the fight was lame. When asked why, she explains it was on the nose, wishing Chrome had been more cunning. She says if you're evil, make the fight an uphill battle. Chrome responds that he sees and asks if she should be evacuating. Shizuku finally turns saying it's fine, only to see a beaten up Chrome, a few Kuma kaijin. Chrome responds, true, the alert's lifted, but evil is right here. Shizuku freezes for a moment before closing her umbrella and hitting him. Chrome pouts about being injured already, and Shizuku asks why he's there. Chrome explains he wanted to watch the footage of his fight to examine where he went wrong. He asks if Shizuku would like to chat somewhere because she loves Berry Blossom. He mentions they both share a love for her, though the types of love they each have is different. They go to a cat-themed cafe, to which Shizuku only regrets agreeing to go with him after they're already there. Chrome tells how when he first started being an evil mastermind, he went to the shop and the others in the area flipping their welcome mats upside down. He almost won their first battle. Berry Blossom won by punching him in the cheek, and he found that being defeated by a powerful attack is absolute bliss. Shizuku says he's just a freak, and that's not loving Berry Blossom. Chrome points out that she wants Berry Blossom to endure tough battles. Shizuku explains that it's more hype when Berry Blossom is having a hard fight. Her and Chrome clap their hands together while jumping during this, and it's adorable to me. Shizuku says how is that supposed to happen when Berry Blossom fights Chrome? Chrome admits this is true, going into a depressive moment. He says soon Fossa Magna will be no more. Shizuku says she doesn't care about Chrome, but Berry Blossom needs an enemy. After all, she doesn't have an enemy. How will she see her? Chrome smiles at this, saying she's an honest one, and proposes that she assist him in continuing the fight. Shizuku realizes she's played right into his hands and begins panicking. We have a short of a chibi Chrome smiling while turning his hand that I want as a gift today. Shizuku bolts away from him as he catches up to her on a Kuma kaijin. Shizuku blurts that she knows he's going to kidnap her to start a fight with Berry Blossom. Chrome is like, no. But now he sees that that is an option. He states he's found a person who can come up with okayish plans for them. He has a Kuma kaijin hold her in place, asking her for her name. Shizuku, our precious dork, says, there's no way I'm telling you that my name is Shizuku. After falling to the ground going, I didn't mean to do that. Chrome tells her that he's a terrible grown-up, and stating he would like her to join Fossa Magna. His pose looks great, and we've got some sparkles. Shizuku stares at him for a brief moment before standing up and running away. Also, Chrome will often quote, like, that he's a terrible adult or a terrible grown-up, whenever people, like, kind of get stuck or swept up in, like, the kind of, like, crazy he starts. Later, while Shizuku is trying not to doze off in class, she tries to calm herself by saying it must have been a weird dream. She goes to a convenience store only to find Chrome as the cashier. This is one of the few times we see him out of his villain outfit. She buys some Berry Blossom candy at the store. As she places the box down, she looks up and sees Chrome and recognizes him, going, it wasn't a dream. Also, Chrome's name tag says Kuroma instead of the other last name I wrote down earlier. Thus ends the first episode as we go into the ending theme. The ending theme is a cute bop of Shizuku, the Kuma kaijin, Chrome, and Grandpa building a robot to fight Berry Blossom. The opening opens with Chrome and Berry Blossom facing off as Shizuku watches from the bushes with the trees to hide her. As the logo pops up, Chrome slides it out of the way because it's covering his face. A bunch of other stuff happens in the opening, but that is my favorite part of it. The second episode picks up where the first one ends. Chrome asks if she'll join Fossa Magna, and Shizuku says she'll never side with evil. Chrome remarks, even him, as he points out a robber just entered the store. Chrome, being an employee, says that he cannot let him roam free, but his legs are wobbly. As Chrome and Shizuku are tied up, he says alas, he is powerless against a human with a knife. He questions if the robber is content with just the money from the register. After all, Chrome and Shizuku are effective hostages. Chrome has a knack for talking people down the path of evil. Shizuku says Berry Blossom would have saved them if she was here. Kaju no Ichigo hears this from where she is hiding and sneaks into the back room to transform into Berry Blossom. This is, I believe, the only transformation sequence we get in this show. Berry Blossom takes down the robber with a physical attack and then calls the police. Chrome explains that they cannot use magic on those without magic. While common criminal activity falls into their own line, and they try not to meddle with the other. Once Berry Blossom leaves, Chrome tries to talk Shizuku into joining Fossa Magna. Berry Blossom is lectured by Mashiro for messing with the civilians. A day later, Shizuku comes home from school to find Chrome sitting at the table eating snacks with her grandpa. Chrome teleports her to his base to show how cool Fossa Magna is, but Shizuku only wants to watch a Berry Blossom special on TV. Chrome pouts, going, okay, I just wanted to show off my base and how big it is. Shizuku, feeling pity for the crying Chrome, says she'll stay for 1 hour. He shows her a room with some of their traps and such, and a broom on the other side falls on the door, trapping them inside the room. The two try to think of ways to get out. Chrome has used up all of his magic for the month and explains that it's like a phone data plan, which I actually find amusing and cool. So if you're younger, you might not remember, this kind of phased out when I was a teenager, but way back in the day, you would buy like a flip phone and you had to pay for your minutes on your phone. So let's say you would pay $20 and you got like 100 minutes. And you would use 2 minutes for every text you sent, and your text had to be under a certain character limit, like a tweet, I believe. That's why like the shorthand texting became really popular. And so once you used up all your minutes, you had to go and buy more minutes. And so you could get a phone and the phone had like limited data and such. And some phone plans still like limit your data. So like you have like 2 gigs of data or whatnot. So you can like send all the messages you want. You can do whatever on a smartphone, like stream YouTube, but only up to 2 gigabytes. Otherwise, you better be connected to a Wi-Fi network. I've got unlimited everything, so. They try calling Grandpa, but Shizuku has no phone signal. Chrome offers Shizuku a magical contract so that she can get magic, though she will have joined Fossa Magna by signing it. Shizuku, desperate to get out and watch Berry Blossom, signs it. Chrome, however, is not good at explaining how to use magic. The door opens and Grandpa is holding the broom. Shizuku finds out that Chrome lives in her grandpa's house in a crawl space he used magic on to make it bigger. Chrome was found after his home. The bridge from episode 1 was destroyed, and Grandpa found him lost in the rain and brought him home because Grandpa is a sweetie. The three eat dinner together. The third episode opens with Kaju no Ichigo walking around the city with Mashiro in her bag. Akuma Kaijin gives her a random flyer as well as other people. The flyer is a notice of evil deed. Shizuku thinks Berry Blossom might not see it. Chrome is sure she will. Chrome goes to leave only for the weather to be stormy and windy, and he gets hit in the head with something. The weather is more villainous than him, and that they should just stay home. Asking if Shizuku wants to play board games. Shizuku goes to see Berry Blossom at the meetup spot. Berry Blossom is knocked out by a trash can. Shizuku takes her and Mashiro to her home to take care of her. This is where Mashiro and Chrome will exchange phone numbers so that they can call off battles due to the weather and such, which I think is hilarious. Mashiro is happy to hear that Shizuku watches the videos of the fights that he uploads. In the morning, with the clear weather, Mashiro returns home with Berry Blossom. Mashiro takes out his anger on Chrome on a scratching post. Shizuku sleeps in the bedding that Berry Blossom slept in at her house. Silly gross, but you do you, fangirl. Chrome wakes her up in the morning going, what evil scheme should they do today? She nonchalantly suggests kidnapping someone. Chrome praises her evil mind and says he's envious of her and is nervous about it. Mashiro comes over to give a thank you gift only to be tied up by Chrome. Chrome calls the number he has only for the phone to be on Mashiro. They use Mashiro's phone to call Berry Blossom. Grandpa comes home and thinks that they're playing. When Chrome goes to make his demands, he faints, leaving Shizuku to realize his dreams, calling Shizuku General Dante. Shizuku, getting swept up in the moment, answers the phone. She winds up fangirling out, though. She eventually says that she has Mashiro and ends the call in the sweetest please and thank you. She faints and Grandpa unties Mashiro because they're done playing now. Mashiro goes home. Once Chrome and Shizuku wake up, they bicker like siblings. We have a little why do you film interview with Mashiro after the ending. And I do love like the kind of like sibling dynamic that has developed and will develop with these two, with Shizuku and Chrome. I think everyone will be super happy with it. Episode 4 gives us a backstory of Chrome living under the bridge. The news runs a segment that Fasa Magna has sent a retirement notice. Shizuku is surprised, but wants to tease Chrome and goes to the space he was in only to find him gone. Shizuku enjoys the bliss, then questions what will happen to Berry Blossom. She sees news footage of Berry Blossom picking up litter as a volunteer. Chrome finds Shizuku standing in the rain and holds an umbrella over her. He talks at her and ends with, you should enjoy your normal life. This enrages Shizuku, and she walks at him as he backs away, saying he's messed it up. She loves magical girls, and Berry Blossom isn't herself if she's not fighting evil. Shizuku officially agrees to be the evil general. Shizuku plans an attack for Chrome to do on Berry Blossom. It ends with all of them getting blasted by one of Berry Blossom's attacks. Shizuku suffers from pink electric pain from the attack for the next few days. We also see that Chrome still works at the convenience store. The episode ends with Akuma Kaijin going with Grandpa to his Go club where they work out and play Go. Episode 5 gives us Berry Blossom and Mashiro's meeting and her and Chrome's first fight. We see Chrome in his PJs and it's precious to me. Says the weather is omnimus. The weather is eerie. That word is not coming out right. Today, he wants to emerge from the clouds and be cool. But he is on slow magic mode due to all the magic he used in their last fight. So, because the magic is like a data plan after he uses like 2 gigabytes of his magic, he's on very, very slow dial-up magic time now. Grandpa agrees to take them. The tarp on the Kuma Kaijin come off, and because Chrome made them so light, they fly away. We see Berry Blossom transform again, so I was wrong earlier about the first one being her only transformation sequence. Chrome, panicking, uses his magic and opens a portal above a building, but can't manage to emerge from it. So they just go home. While watching videos of Berry Blossom, Shizuku notices that Berry's magic comes from her wand. Chrome steals the wand in her next battle and gives it to Shizuku. Berry buys magical wands off the internet. The magic power is sold separately though. She buys multiple. Shizuku loves the wand but wants to return it because they took it forcefully. Berry Blossom shows up with multiple wands. Chrome lays the OG wand on the ground and backs away. Berry attacks him with the multiple wands. As she wonders why Chrome gave her back her wand, Mashiro wonders what to do with the internet ones. They keep some as backup and sell the rest that Shizuku buys. Chrome, while walking in civilian clothes, sees Mashiro and Kaju Nochigo fishing. He goes to mock them, but winds up listening to Kaju chatter about Mashiro and how nice it is to fish. He winds up sitting next to her as they talk. Kaju offers him a fish that he doesn't want, but takes because Shizuku will like it. Mashiro returns and screams at Chrome. Kaju begins to wonder if Chrome is her fan. Chrome gives Shizuku the fish as she is vacuum stealing the internet wands, but doesn't tell her that Berry Blossom gave it to him. Yeah, so she's just confused, like, why did he give me a random fish? Episode 6 gives us the backstory of Chrome's childhood. We also meet Hugh, Chrome's replacement from Vasa Magna. He was by far a better and more ruthless evil mastermind. He almost wins too. We get Chrome and drag, and I highly recommend you watch it. He eventually gets thwarted because he damaged his own weapons. The boss hates people who don't take care of their belongings and punishes him. The punishment turns Hugh into a seal fish-like fairy. This hints at Mashiro also having been a part of the evil organization, as he is a cat-like fairy. Berry Blossom misunderstands Chrome for being a fan or having a crush on her even more. Chrome gets reinstated into Vasa Magna. Episode 7 gives us more backstory on Chrome and Mashiro's childhood. It is a doozy. We find out why Chrome decided to be an evil mastermind, how Mashiro became the cat mascot he is today. This episode is full of whiplash. Turns out Chrome and Mashiro knew each other in school. Mashiro caused the scar on Chrome's face. Since Chrome didn't have magic when he did so, and Mashiro used magic to do so, Mashiro became tiny and cute. So because Chrome didn't have magic when Mashiro gave him the scar, and Mashiro used magic on him, and that's what caused the scar, that's what turned Mashiro into tiny, cute cat mascot. There's a lot of other stuff, but I don't want to delve too much into it because I really, really want you to watch it. So please. Chrome doesn't recognize Mashiro because he used his last name when they knew each other. We also learn that the Kuma Kaijin have been with Chrome since he was a kid and have nothing to do with the magic he gets from the company. No explanation as to why he controls them and stuff. I'm trying to sum these later episodes up a bit quicker because I realized that these are very long episode summaries that I've written before this script. Episode 8. Grandpa is out of town for a Go competition, so Chrome has to go to Shizuku's parent-teacher meeting. Chrome assures Shizuku it'll be fine to say he's an uncle or a nephew. As they enter the room, the teacher gives off an aurora that is intimidating, and when he asks if Chrome is a family member, Chrome answers total stranger. We find out that the homeroom teacher knows he's Chrome and is a fan of Chrome. Chrome has a fan! And is also Shizuku's biological father. A fact that Shizuku didn't know until last parent-teacher meeting when her grandpa told her. Which means this girl has lived for like 14 some years not knowing her dad and that he's a teacher. So that's gotta be awkward. They wind up taking a photo of him because he wants a photo with Chrome. We do get to see Grandpa and his club at the Go competition. Shizuku's card from Vasa Magna arrives. It allows her to use magic and such. Chrome uses his phone for his, but because Shizuku's phone is old and without 5G support, she gets a card. Walking home one day, she comes across an elementary school-aged girl who has lost their phone and wallet. Shizuku gives her her phone card so she can call her mom to come get her. The girl is so happy and hugs her. Once Shizuku leaves, the girl has stolen her magic card from Vasa Magna. The girl is Kokoa. She and her butler, Suki, break into Chrome's base. When Shizuku gets there, she is upset. She gets her card back, and Kokoa leaves upset. A few days later, they run into Kokoa, who has lost a doll her dad gave her. Chrome and Shizuku help find and retrieve it. Shizuku finds a Berry Blossom handshake event flyer and wants to build a big crowd for it. Mashiro put it together but didn't tell Berry Blossom, so she shows up confused. Chrome arrives not really wanting to, but Shizuku told him to. Berry Blossom and Chrome go to shake hands, but Berry Blossom uses a wrestling move on his hand where she grabs his wrist with one hand and bends the hand down with the other. Episode 9 starts with Chrome needing Shizuku to wake him up at 9 a.m. for a battle with Berry Blossom. The three have a sleepover in Chrome's base. Grandpa wakes them up with a horn. Grandpa legit dresses, feeds, and takes them to the meeting spot. They get there. Berry Blossom is asleep on the bench. Mashiro and Grandpa agree to just take them both home. Berry Blossom and Chrome are fighting, but Chrome's outfit gets dirty, and he doesn't want to show up from his portal looking dirty. Kokoa and Suki bring them to her place to wash his cloak as a thanks for retrieving her doll. The washing machine ends up damaging his cloak even more. Suzuki sews him a new one. Suzuki notices the fray and seems a bear over the fray spot. The next fight, Chrome has to cancel the fight because the Kuma Kaijin are missing. However, being mocked by Mashiro, Chrome feels conflicted. Shizuku asks what about the fight, and he uses magic to transform her. And that's the first time we see Shizuku transform. On her way to the fight, her dad tries to take her place. He also compares Shizuku to a magical girl. This causes an overflow of emotions in Shizuku and sends her running with her magic out of control. Chrome comes to calm her down. Shizuku faints as Berry Blossom and Chrome fight. The Kuma Kaijin return with Grandpa from a Go Club training camp. Chrome cries from joy. We skip to another day with Chrome, Shizuku, and the Kuma Kaijin on the train. The Kuma Kaijin falls asleep and doesn't get off at the right spot with them, and when Chrome and Shizuku realize, they give chase. Kuma Kaijin makes their way home, and we learn about their past with Chrome. Episode 10. Chrome has used all of his magic before the end of the month. He accidentally makes a giant Kuma Kaijin. We get a giant Berry Blossom versus giant Kuma Kaijin fight. The next month, Chrome tries to pick a fight with Berry Blossom by stealing tissues from a guy giving away free tissues. Mashiro meets him with a typed-up message on a computer from Berry Blossom saying she wants to fight him alone. Turns out she messed up cutting her bangs and doesn't want anyone to see, so she shows up to the fight wearing a biker helmet. Shizuku noticed that her bangs were 3 millimeters shorter. The next day, Shizuku finds a flyer advertising a hero show at the mall. Based on the silhouette, she believes it to be Berry Blossom. Turns out it is not. Chrome is confused, asking, what is a hero show? Shizuku doesn't answer this question. At the mall, Chrome keeps getting swept away by old ladies going for sales. Shizuku, disappointed by the fact it's not a Berry Blossom show, tries to leave, but the stage actors bring her on stage to be held as hostage. Chrome, seeing his general in danger, goes to save her and causes a scene. Berry Blossom arrives because she's a fan of the mall's tomato mascot, that is the hero of the hero show, and the two fight. At the end of the fight, Chrome gets a call from the president saying he's coming to visit that day. Chrome panics as they decorate. Chrome sprains his ankle, and the president calls him and says he felt bad giving him short notice and will come on another day. Episode 11. There's a heavy rainfall. The Kuma Kaijin are helping the Go Club members put out sandbags. Chrome and Shizuku are on their way to a battle with Berry Blossom. Chrome has to go because his boots are full of water that is making it hard to walk, sending Shizuku ahead of them. Shizuku, dressed as Dante, and Berry Blossom take refuge under the cool dome thing you see at a lot of Japanese playgrounds in anime. The two talk and share food. Shizuku gives Berry Blossom her poncho because she has exposed shoulders. We find out that Berry Blossom's hat is like a bag of holding. Shizuku runs off, and Chrome shows up and asks where she is. Berry Blossom says his general got her good. Chrome was like, well done, Dante. The next day, Shizuku is wondering what is evil. While walking down the street, she runs into a man hanging from an arched street sign via a parachute asleep. Shizuku clears the area and Berry Blossom saves him. He takes them out for parfaits as a thank you. He gives them his business card and he owns a well-known business. Oh, the president explains to Shizuku that Shizuku has nothing to worry about as the transformation magic keeps you from being recognized. Mashiro arrives and the president is like, hello, ex-Vasa Magna member, causing Shizuku and Berry Blossom to both freak out. While news reporters wants to... Okay, I wrote he explains to her, but I didn't specify which her. I'm presuming it was Shizuku. It might have been both of them. While news reporters want to interview Berry Blossom, she looks back and Mashiro is gone. Chrome shows up to a battle on a bicycle with groceries in the basket. Berry Blossom faints and Chrome and Shizuku teleport her back home. Grandpa comes home with freshly caught crabs and Hugh. They ask him where Mashiro and the boss might be, but Hugh knows nothing. Grandpa, however, says he saw Mashiro at the train station with a man he didn't know. The boss offers to let Shizuku join him on the train ride. And this is after, like, her and Chrome run and are searching the train. She finds the boss first. Episode 12. This is the final episode of the series. It's only after she is on the bullet train that Shizuku wonders and thinks that it might have been a bad idea to get on a bullet train with a stranger alone. The boss says they can talk business later. For now, eat. While Shizuku is questioning everything, Chrome has Berry Blossom tied up. He measures her height for Shizuku. He wants Berry Blossom to tell him more about herself so he can give the information to Shizuku. But Berry Blossom thinks he likes her. He hands her an autograph card and asks for her autograph. He gets a call from Mashiro's phone, but the president responds. Chrome and Berry Blossom believe that the boss captured Mashiro. Chrome uses magic to get an idea of their location and teleports with Berry Blossom to the train station where they run into the boss. The boss is like, the train is departing, get on. He takes them to a hot spring place. He has them stay at an inn he owns. We find out that Kakoa is his daughter. We also see that Grandpa and Shizuku's dad were also invited. She asks for answers but doesn't get any. We have a scene of them all in the hot springs. The girls are chilling while the boys are being silly. Grandpa getting his back scrubbed by Masamune, which I believe is Shizuku's dad. Chrome doing exercises to show to the boss. The girls can hear the boys being silly. My hubby brought up that it was kind of a reversal of how the gender bath scenes usually go. Shizuku cries over Berry Blossom brushing her hair after the bath. They all sit down and eat food together. They sing karaoke, do silly magic tricks, and have a good time. Shizuku gets a call from her mom asking how she is. Her dad sits upright from where he was passed out upon hearing her name. Shizuku goes to a private room to talk. Shizuku tells her that she's doing well and having fun. Her mom asks her to introduce her to her friends sometime. As she walks back, Chrome tells her of the evil scheme to replace the almond tofu with firm tofu. She passes. The boss initiates a pillow fight before bed. We then see scenes of Shizuku living her normal life and going to... Chrome goes to give her the autograph from Berry Blossom, but he throws it upon realizing that Berry Blossom made it out to him. It ends with them getting hit by one of Berry Blossom's attacks, and thus ends the show, or what I hope is just the first season of the show. Impressions and feelings. I greatly love the show. I'm a big fan of magical girl shows in general, hence why I have done 3 of these on magical girl shows already. As I've gotten older, I've grown to appreciate and crave more slice of life type shows as well. This show is a comedy magical girl show made for the shoujo or young girl demographic. I love that we don't ever get too serious, that they can cut that tension that they have with a fun little gag. Studio Voile did really well with the timing and expressions of the characters. I found myself laughing until I had tears in my eyes. I binge watched all the episodes of the series that were out at the time. I told my hubby about it and he agreed to watch it with me. And we did watch the show together, like sitting on his bed like you're watching a Sunday cartoon as a child is how we watched it. Magical girl shows aren't usually his thing, mainly because he doesn't like the break that the transformations put into the show. Acro Trip he greatly enjoyed. We began watching the new episodes together every week until the last episode aired. So yeah, I binge watched these episodes like 3 times. Once on my own from what was out, and then with him, and then we began watching them week to week because there were a couple of episodes that were left. I love that Chrome and Shizuku have this sibling-like relationship. Grandpa is here to have a good time and to bring in snacks. Berry Blossom is a sweet and strong girl who is naive, so she doesn't always pick up on what's happening. Then you have Mashiro, who I really liked, but finding out his backstory was jaw-dropping for me and hubby. Rating. I rate this show as an S. It was phenomenal, super... It was just wonderful. I love this show a ton. I hope it gets a 2nd season. I also hope that we eventually get a translated physical copy of the manga at some point. Please. Whatever studio. Kodansha, Tokyo Pop, Seven Seas Entertainment, whichever one. Which one of you guys do I need to email and be like, hey, can we get a translated copy of this, please? It's 5 volumes with a special chapter release in 2024 to celebrate the anime coming out. Everyone, like, tag your dudes, like, whichever manga publishers you know that do manga translations and such for English audiences. Please do. Like, message them, email them, I don't know. I don't want to spam them, but, like, just send them, like, hey, I'm interested in, like, purchasing this professionally translated. That would be great. Outro. Thank you all so much for watching. You're way past cool if you made it this far. What kind of magical girl shows do you enjoy? Is there a manga publisher you hope publishes an English version of Acro Trip? Leave that in the comment section down below because I'm very, very curious. And special thanks to my Patreon and Ko-fi supporters: Kaleidoscope Chick, TwdTeacakes, Axel1154, Cassy G, Jdsj, Axel Alcaraz, SemiRandomSevens, and Micah. You were all oh so awesome and wonderful. If you would like early access to art, scripts, videos, animations, you can join and get all of that via my Patreon. If you would like me to draw a quick sketch for you, you can donate on my Ko-fi, and your names will also be read in the credits. And I do have a couple of other commissions available on Ko-fi as well. I also have art available on different products via my Redbubble shop. Those products would be stickers, cups, t-shirts, face masks, all that good jazz. You can also find my ebooks in most ebook marketplaces, including Amazon. I am a writer, if you aren't aware. I know you've been looking at a speed paint for like an hour or so. But I do write books. I'm currently writing a series of short stories that I have dubbed Cute Fluffy Gay Shit. At the time when I originally wrote this script, that was just a working title, but my husband insisted I keep it. Those short stories are available on Amazon, Smashwords, Hoopla, Barnes & Nobles, everywhere. So if you want to help support a gal, go check those out. Because if I could just write and like make YouTube videos for a living, that would be wonderful. I won't have to worry so much, and I would have more time to do the things instead of just spinning forever at work. But currently, at the time of finishing this recording, maybe once it's edited there will be more, but there are 2 short stories that are a part of the Cute Fluffy Gay Shit, which is just exactly as the title implies. It is cute, fluffy stories featuring LGBT couples that I needed. And most of my couples, so my first one is the Kelpie Makes Dinner. That is a male-male couple, a Kelpie and a witch. The Kelpie is trying to make dinner in order to woo the witch, as they are not officially dating yet in that story. The second one is Sunbathing, which is a story between a Bakaneko, which is a cat shapeshifter from Japanese mythology, and she comes across her mermaid girlfriend who is just taking a sunbeam nap in the pool at their house, and she's deciding if she's going to join her for a nap in the sunbeam as well, be it in the pool or outside the pool, you know. And I am currently working on editing one that is a werewolf-human relationship. I have a banshee-human relationship that's also be working on. I do like to add a bit of a fantasy element, even if it's not quite the main focus in the story. So yeah, so thank you all so much for being here, for watching, all that good jazz. Look forward to those stories as they come out. Sunbathing and the Kelpie Makes Dinner are both already out and available, and I'm very excited. I published them recently, so I will be talking about it nonstop in all of my videos for a while. And this will not be out before that comes out, so yeah. Bye! Because I'm going to a convention soon. This will be out way after. So ask me how Sonic Expo Atlanta was, because I will be there in 2025. So yeah, bye-bye!